Let's talk about marriage. Is it for everyone? So in today's podcast, Cece and I, we're going to talk about some of the things you can start paying attention to see if marriage is really for you.
That's right.
So stay tuned.
Hey, Blissful friends, welcome back to another episode of the Blissology podcast. I am your host, Cece, and I'm joined by my husband.
Everybody, this is Will, and welcome to another episode of the Blissology podcast.
Welcome back.
Please remember to subscribe if this is your first time with us, and hit on the notification bell so you can be notified when we put out these new videos. Now, this is a weekly podcast. It comes out every Saturday, and in this podcast, we talk about
love, relationship, family, whatever is going on. We're going to talk about it, okay? We're going to talk about it here. So, as you guys know, we like to go into our blissful moment. So let's see what my husband have this weekend. I feel like last week you didn't have one.
I don't typically have one, but I guess this week it's...
you do kind of have one sometimes.
Well, I'm always blissful. I'm always feeling grateful for something.
There you go.
This week, I got one more hour in the morning.
Well, yes. Our blissful moment is the kids are on break. Okay,
so I don't have to wake up so early.
They're on spring break. You don't have to wake up so early to drop them off to school. So that's great. You get an extra hours of sleep. And on top of that, the time changed last weekend.
Oh, yes. So I still have to wake up a lot earlier than normal. But we get an extra hour at the end of the day.
So it makes no difference when it comes to that.
Then I would have had to wake up a lot earlier. So... But it's still daylight when I get home. So it's a good thing.
I love this time. I love it. You guys just don't know. Like, can they please don't ever change it no more? Like, can we just keep this time forever, ever?
I think that's going to happen.
Like, what's the point? I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But anyways, that's not.
When it changes on your phone. You sit and
what I'm saying is this time is so much better. It's 6, 7 o'clock. It's still daylight. You still get to do so much. I don't care about the morning, but I'm talking about in the afternoon, in the evening. It's like 7:30. It's still bright outside. You get to walk on the street.
Yeah, but this works. But there are parents that has their kids are having to stand in the dark, waiting for the bus to pick them up because some kid gets picked up really early. I'm talking about 6:30.
The parents
and it's still dark outside. So for some people, like for her, it works well. But imagine if one of our daughters had to go stand at a bus stop really, really early in the morning when the sun's not even out. Do you think that's the reason
why they change the time?
No. I don't think. But some parents were actually saying that the kids that gets picked up really early. Now they have to stand in the dark waiting for the bus to get there. So.
Yeah, I can see that. That's very unfortunate. But, take them to school. Yes.
Not everyone has the means to take their kids to school.
Or find a school that has like a later time. I'm just saying. And I think,
You're spoiled. Not everyone gets the opportunity to do some of the things we do.
Well, yes, I do get that. We work hard for it, okay? We work hard, and I do understand. I appreciate, me being spoiled in the
fact
life
that you don't care
have.
much about the morning because you're like flat out. I don't care much about the morning.
I do care because I used to wake up early to go to work, corporate work at some point in life, right? So I do understand. Trust me, I do understand how hard it can be in the morning, and I still have to wake up early in the morning because I gotta get the kids ready for school, anyways.
I still wake up way earlier than she does.
What's your point? What is your point?
What you wake up?
You at 5 and I wake up at 6.
What you call waking up early?
5:30.
Yes, you wake up at 6:30.
No, that's not true. On some days when I'm like extremely tired, I would stay in bed until 6:15 before the kids get up.
She takes 20 minutes to meditate after she wakes up. So she typically does not get out of the bedroom until after 6:30. That's considered waking up.
That's not true.
At 6:30.
That's not true. But anyways.
So she would not have to be out of the bedroom. She told me not to get the kids up before 6:30 because when the kids in the room, she has to be out.
Well, that's not the reason why I want them to not be up by 6:30 though.
My oldest daughter doesn't mind. I can wake her up at 6:00. She's good to go. And the other one, yes, it takes a little bit longer. But if I
The
wake
other
up,
one, it takes like a good 15, 20 minutes.
No. Once I carry her, she's good. Yes, I may have to kind of like go a few times.
And then she's going on bed and trying to get another 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's like her mom. What can I say?
I don't take that long. And I do feel like sometimes I just get so tired the day before. Listen, I run business at home. I get the kids. I cook. I clean. I do so much. In the morning, it is hard for me to wake up early. And I've been trying so hard to get myself up by 5. I've tried it for a few weeks. And then I'm like, nah, this ain't for me. It's not for me. If it's not for you, it's not for you. The Lord say that. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Then let it go.
Just like marriage is not for everyone?
Just like marriage is not for everyone.
That's messed up.
Exactly. Sometimes you may think that you're ready for marriage because your parents, got married. Your great parents, your great grandparents, it's in the family, and then you're like, no, it's not for me. It may be for y'all, but it's not for me.
Let's get into the topic of the day. So today we're going to talk about marriage and why it's not for everyone.
Why are you so close to me?
I married you. Well, this is one thing. If you don't want people to be close to you, don't think about marriage.
But I truly feel like this article is so true. Marriage is not for everyone. It is so true, guys. Like sometimes you may wonder, like, do I really want to share a life with somebody else? Do I really want to give them all my freedom?
Well, if you're asking that question, you may want to kind of hold off on any plan that you have, because unless you can give yourself the right answer, not the answer that people wants to hear, but I'm talking about the answer that you really want. Hold off. Even if you had maybe you proposed to that person or you said yes to the proposal. If you're asking, am I really ready to give that up? Take a moment, a year or two, think about it and see if it makes sense.
But here's the thing, baby, with society nowadays, right? It is so hard for you to, not take that and go and run with it, because everybody's talking about marriage. Society makes it look like as if it's for everyone. And you're like, okay, then it has to be for me.
Well, society does not have to live with someone for the rest of its life. Society does not have to provide. Society does not have to put up with a woman or a man. Society is just people saying. So I tell you, yes, I know in our community, as you start getting older, up in age, I'm talking about in your mid to late 20s.
Yes.
That's all you hear about. When are you tying the knot down? When are you going to find that man? When are you going to find that girl? Yes. And yes, it make it seems like everyone must get married.
Yes.
It's part of the natural progression of things. And yes, for some people that's the case. It is.
To me, I feel like it's the fact that when you reach a certain age, you gotta be ready. But you feel like you're not ready, but because society is pushing you, hey, you like mid 25 or late 25, at some point you gotta be ready. Like, who told you that I gotta be ready, right? And I feel like this is why there's so many reasons why people,
are living with people they can't stand.
They can't, right? Because somebody else forced them into marriage, right?
Well, at least, in where we live now, there's no such thing as planned marriages. There are people in certain society.
They still do.
Not here, not in the U.S. I think anyone's like.
Well, there's a show called Love is Blind.
No, that's not planned marriage. I'm talking about when your parents kind of decide behind your back. They did the proposal. They did everything. They just come and let you know, hey, this is what we have for you, and you have no choice. You have to take it. There are some places where things like that happen.
I think it's somewhere in India.
So it doesn't happen now. I know there are some places, I don't know exactly where, but at least that's not happening here.
Yes.
Well, to some extent.
I agree. And I do feel like sometimes when they they push you to get married because you don't want to disappoint your family members, or you don't want to make them feel bad. You try to please everyone and society at the same time, because you're like, okay, well, because there's so much pressure, I gotta find me a man. I gotta find me someone to get married because there's so much pressure behind my back. you know.
Yeah, and sometimes you find all your friends are getting married and you kind of like the last one.
Okay, maybe you're just the last one who's not going to get married. Maybe you just happen to be.
And this is what's important, that you know what you want and you don't let people decide for you.
It's true. And here's the thing too. I feel like too sometimes when you're a kid, a little girl, right? You like, man, you have your dolls, you want to get married, you like the way your parents treat each other.
It's all part of the programming.
Well, no, because you see how your parents present themselves as couple, as married husband and wife, and you're like, man, when you get older, you like to have someone like that, right? I know I say that when I was younger. Because the way I see my parents are together. And I was like, man, I always want a man like my dad. He is such a good man.
But I never looked at that. Listen, girls think about different things than we do. Boys, I was thinking about different things. Marriage was not something that I've been thinking about since I was little. No. Wasn't that
No, girls do. It's a must. Unless if you're not the type that wants to get married, but if you are like one of those girls who want dream marriage, dream family, dream being a housewife or a house mom, yes.
But hey, if it's something you started thinking really early on, then yes, you'll develop into that thing. You'll find yourself growing to like it, to want it, and to make it reality in your life.
True. This is why I feel like sometimes, this is why you said when you were a boy, you didn't think of these things, because girls, we play mommy and daddy. We'll have like dolls. We'll have our friends that's considered mommy, that's considered daddy. And then this is all in the mind where we just like, doing little things here. Well, I'm the mommy, I'm the daddy, or this is the baby. And then we try like, do all these little girly stuff. And that's how it started for me. I feel like that's how it is.
She's been programmed into becoming a marrying woman from early childhood.
From birth.
Some people are like that.
But to be honest, though, marriage is, to me, I feel like marriage is basically a companionship for a long
marriage is a contract.
Time, okay?
It's a business arrangement.
I'm talking about monogamy. If you're not one of those people that,
well,
y'all know what I mean, okay?
One person for the rest of your life.
If you're not one of those people, then it ain't for you.
So, yes, you got to be ready to spend that time with that one person.
That one. Oh no.
And obviously, it takes a lot to be committed to someone and that one person for the rest of your life. Now you have to be ready. You have to be ready mentally. You have to be ready physically, and you have to be emotionally matured.
What?
Because
say it for the people in the back, baby.
You have to be emotionally matured.
That's right.
And ready to take, because it is a lifelong responsibility.
Yes.
And obviously, yes, I can live with myself for the rest of my life. I'm talking about living with someone who has a different personality than you do.
That's right.
Who's got issues sometimes.
That's right.
You have to be ready for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So most people assume, they'll find their ultimate soulmate, the person that they want to spend the rest of their life with. And then obviously it's good to assume that. I mean, we all want to live happy, and that if that's what will make us happy, by all means, do it.
Absolutely.
However, we have to understand that marriage is not for everyone, and just because maybe we happy, that doesn't mean you'll be happy. You have to find what makes sense for you.
That's right.
So,
and the thing is, I want to say too, if you're not a fan of monogamy, or you just don't like walking down the aisle or married a person for a long time, again, it's just not. These are the to me, I feel like these are like the what do you call these? Like the little angel telling you, okay, that's not it. You're not for it, right? You're not for it. This is not for you. You're not a committed person. So if you have no interest whatsoever, you're not a committed person. You're not committed to nothing. So think about it. How do you think you're gonna be committed to a marriage, to a long life relationship, right?
Well, some people can't commit to sometimes what they're gonna eat, right?
True.
Some people can commit to a job. I mean, there's a lot of things when you realize that you're not the type who commits long term to things or people.
Yeah.
Then you probably would want to stay away from marrying someone, because not only you're going to have to commit to this person with whatever flaws they have, whatever issues they have, that commitment will have to be stronger than those things, because marriage is not the type of thing that today this person does this, not the way that I wanted it. I'll just pack up my stuff.
Where are you going?
And I go, right? So you have to be able and be willing and have the mental capacity to be able to stick around.
Yeah.
Even when things are tough.
Yeah.
Now we laugh a lot and we smile a lot and we have a lot of fun together. But we have our moments of unhappiness as well.
Yes, we had one last couple weeks ago. So
I haven't thought about wrapping up my stuff and leave.
Where you going?
I'm committed to this woman.
And because nobody gonna get a divorce
as
here.
many issues as she may have, I'm still committed to her.
Yes.
So you have to be willing to commit long term. And one thing that's important, if you're selfish, where it's all about you
all the time. Listen.
It's me here, me there, me that, me this.
Yes.
You don't want a wife. You don't want a husband.
Like, you're so selfish you don't see the other person's needs. That's another thing too. Like, it's all about your needs. What about my needs? Okay. What about what I want? Okay. Because a lot of people, they feel like, okay, well, if you cannot put your partner's need first, like when it comes to me, I put my husband's first, then my daughters, and then myself. Because I feel like if they're good, I'm good. That's why sometimes I'm like, you know what, babe? I'll eat whatever's left. I'll make sure you eat. And then the family is well taken care of. And then I'll put myself afterwards. But if you don't see yourself like, be able to put yourself aside and take care of your family first, or take care of your wife first, or your husband, then this is not for you, boo, because you just want to be all about you. It ain't all about you in the marriage life, right? It's not. It's not. It's for the other persons as well. It's not. It's for both of us, to be honest.
Oh, yes. That's absolutely important. If all you think about is yourself, you don't need a wife. But
there's so many people out there who's so selfish. They want to go out party. They want to be out on the weekend. They don't have time to babysit their own children because they feel like, okay, you here. Okay, you here too. What about both of us are here together, take care of our family together? And the thing is, it's all about monogamy. If you're not like all about the togetherness in this life. And the thing is, I feel like you gotta see beyond marriage, right? Again, it's a long life relationship. Yeah, it's like for the rest of your life.
When you married someone, the family will grow. You'll have kids. You'll have other responsibility.
A lot of other responsibilities
and so forth. And you have to be able to commit to all of that.
Yes, you have to be. And sometimes I feel like because you're not able to commit, then you start having, some serious trust issues. And I feel like if you have these major trust issues, then you definitely need to go back to your mom's house, okay? You definitely go back to your single manhood. Because this ain't for you, boo. This ain't for you.
Oh, yes. Trust is,
my husband has some trust issues, but it's not that kind of trust issues.
My trust issues has nothing to do with relationship. Like, I don't trust people with my food. That's me.
The only people you trust are your mom, my mom, and my food.
Yeah, that's it. And someone, listen, what goes inside of me, I don't mess with that. So no,
sure.
I don't. Now also, I don't trust people's behaviors, which means I know people can do unusual stuff. So I'm always on the lookout. Now, when it comes to my wife, yes, I trust her and I trust her to do the right thing, because if she does the wrong thing, she'll pay for it. And the relationship pays for it. Yes. It's like, I know if I go into the wrong thing that would hurt the relationship, I pay for it because I lose what I have. No, but I'm talking about in terms of if someone's driving and they don't seem to know if they're going to stop or not, I'm going to stay far away from them until they decide what they want to do. In that sense, yes. Or if someone start acting a fool and I was close by, I will move myself as far away from you as I can, because I don't want when you go nuts for me to be there. So in that sense, that's why I don't trust people's behaviors. The moment that I see a hint of someone being off their whatever they normally are, they're just kind of like something's missing. I'm out.
Kind of off. You're like, I'm out. But I do feel like sometimes when it comes to trust, it can be insecurity, right? Like the level of you're so immature, you're not. You know, you don't have the trust level to trust your significant other to do things that they say they are doing, right?
Listen, if I have to check on her, say for instance, if she says, hey, I'm going somewhere, and I have to doubt that she's gone to the right place, then we have issues.
Unless if we had that issue somewhere in the relationship, then that I feel like it's going to trigger some kind of like, okay, is she really there that she says she's there? Or is he really there?
But if I'm thinking that, then we have major problems.
Right? Because I feel like if it was like a big blow up, then that could be. But if it's not, you know, if it's like a slight lie that happened in the past.
But it's the thing. If you had some issues, and obviously you addressed the issues as adult, and we said, you know what? This has no place in our relationship. You need to be able to let go of that. Because if that still is a something that's in the back of your head, you're still thinking they're doing it, then you haven't resolved the issue.
Right.
Now the person could be doing the right thing, but just because maybe they screwed up once, which has been resolved already.
Right.
So then it's issues. If you can't trust them, whether they had screwed up or her, whether she had screwed up in the past. If you're at the stage where you can't trust them, if you hadn't married this person, you gotta get over that first and then marry this person.
That is so true. If you have to seek counseling or a therapist, you have to do what you have to do. Like, if it really means that much to you, then you gotta put on the work, right?
Yeah.
If it means that much to you. So trust is definitely the key thing to me when it comes to marriage. Like, I trust you that I know that you're not gonna do something stupid.
Oh, I do stupid stuff, not marriage stupid stuff. Yeah.
And the same thing goes for me. Oh, yeah. So yes, absolutely. Trust is definitely something that if you have that trust issues, then boy or girl, you gotta work on yourself first.
Oh yeah, and you know that trust issues sometimes can come based on what you've seen happening in other relationships. Because some people can take marriages and look at it in a very negative ways because of some of the things they've seen happen. Now,
that is so true. I never
craziness happens in marriages, and
that doesn't mean yours gonna be like that.
There we go. So if you've seen craziness around you, yes, acknowledge that. It could be tough. And sometimes craziness happens. It's usually the people that's in the relationship that caused it to happen. So if you're going to get married, know what you're going into and what you're willing to put up to make sure it works.
Yes. And sometimes don't listen to the people that's saying that I have issues in my marriage. I don't think you should, because your issues is not my issues. So your man or your girl, it's your issues. And maybe I have a way of, you know,
keeping
my issues together with my relationship, right?
Like, I know sister's got issues, but I still love this woman.
We keep our issues together. You're not going to be, our issues are never going to be on the street, you know, because we keep it here and we pray about it and we resolve it together. Yes, here.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Too many people nowadays have friends, social media, or they go and post their issues. Like, I know there's so many celebrities are going through so many things right now. Like, listen, it's like a hot
with celebrities,
mess.
It's publicity for them.
It's a hot mess. And to some people, it is that for them too. It's like they want people to feel bad for them though. They want people to feel like, oh, I'm so sorry. But no, pray about your marriage. Okay, if you feel like it's time, then you just got to see someone to get it fixed. And don't worry about because somebody has any issues within their marriage life and thinking that they can fix yours.
No.
That never gonna work.
If you need professional help, get it.
Yes.
But you got to be willing to work at it. You have to be willing to. Now, another thing that's important is
what is that?
You know, some people has it in them where they have issues
I'm trying
living,
to see where he's going
living
with
with
this one.
people. No, it's important. I mean, some of us, we we're good with ourselves, but when it comes to cohabiting with other people, sometimes we don't do too well with it. So if you're that type of person where you have issues living with other people,
I'm glad I didn't have that problem.
I didn't know I had it. But good thing I didn't, because we never got just to test living together. I know many people does that.
My parents would have killed you.
Yeah, I probably would have been killed. Mm-hmm. But
and
yeah,
you know, your mom would never accept that or allow that. So
we were raised in a madly
old
traditional
school, like
household.
Old.
But you know, testing out if you'll be able to live with, it's not a bad idea. Although we didn't do it. See, she's so good when she's cleaning my
I'm just saying
my nice eyebrows. But living with someone before marriage, it's not a bad idea. Although we didn't do it, and this is not me saying that go and do it.
Although my parents will never approve it.
Yeah, but it's not a bad way to kind of figure out, am I good living with someone? Because it'd be bad if after you've married this person and the first couple of nights you realize, I can't stand living with someone. If you figured out beforehand, then you can save yourself some costly aggravation, because getting married is simple, easy.
Yes.
Getting a divorce is expensive.
Yes.
And hard.
I don't know about getting married is easy and simple. It's expensive as well.
If you let it, because you can have a very cheap marriage.
True. You can go to the court and then get married.
You don't have to have a wedding. You can have a marriage.
Sure. So. You don't have to have a reception. More like you don't have to have a reception.
So, but you know, if you already know it, that I don't do well sharing my bed with someone. I don't do well having to wake up and see someone waking up with all puffy eyes and looking all crazy. Then you probably don't want to get married.
Yes, that is so true. And there's some people who are so clean freak. Like they're like their brush a certain way. They like their toothbrush, their coffee, their certain things certain way. And this could potentially be an issue too. Like if you're a messy person and you with someone who's such a clean freak, like you like, man, do I really want this person in my house?
Well, no one should be messy.
Oh, baby, you just don't know. There's some girls.
Being clean is a good thing. You should be clean. If someone's messy, then they need to get their stuff together.
And imagine you're waking up next to someone who's like, looking. Well, yeah, when we wake up in the morning, we look messy. We all look
abnormal when we wake up in the morning.
But don't get me wrong. After I get up, after I'm up, I'm going to clean up. And I don't want you to see me with a head wrap, see me with a muumuu or look like an old lady. No. My husband never see me with a muumuu, and he's never going to see me with me.
I have.
Well, you will see me with one going to sleep. Once I'm not myself, I will put a sweatpants
or walking around the house like.
No, you don't see me. Once I'm up, I clean up, I put my makeup, because it's just for me, it's like.
That's how you start your day.
Yes. You don't be seeing me with a muumuu during the day.
But I'm saying, if you're that person who just don't want to share your bed with someone, you just like your own space,
right?
Then
yes,
you don't want to.
Oh my God! Imagine, baby, like you with this person, and then next thing you know, they wake up the next morning, their makeup is not on, their lashes is out. Like, listen, their makeup is not on.
Well, everybody looks different.
And they look like a mess. They have on this weird clothes and they act so weird, and you're like, damn, is that how she look in the morning? Is this who I'm waking up to every morning? Because you gotta like, if this is how she's going to look like in the morning, because it's all about us ladies, right? It's nothing about them, because
men always look good when they wake up.
When we have our lashes and we look good, and then when we take the makeup off, I mean, that still look good when I take my makeup off. You come on, baby. Is it true? My husband can testify on that.
Otherwise, I would have left the house.
But my point is, all these can be, issues where that's why sometimes it's good to live with other people before you get married, just to see if this is what you want to wake up to the next morning.
Leave the superficial things out of it.
It's not.
But yes, I mean, and
some people are just messy.
Only you would know you, and you'll know if you have issues living with people.
Yeah, imagine someone eating your car, be so messy. And you like one of those clean person. Like my husband was very, very clean before we got married. Like he was like, would never eat in his car. And then I came on. I was like, what? Would I eat in the car?
See, I was able to tolerate some of these things.
I'm being honest. If I have, I don't see why not. As long as I don't mess it up, it's still clean. You clean it every Saturday anyway, so you clean it every weekend. I don't see why not, because he would never eat in his car.
And I stopped eating.
And I think
she barely rides in my car now.
And I think it's the whole family too. Your dad was like that, or still is.
Still like this.
I don't know about your brother,
no eating
but
in the car.
Your mom
my
maybe
like that as well. So yeah, no eating in the car.
But me, it's like, let's just stop by and get a nice sandwich
or a dining room table.
While we driving. My whole family eat in the car. My mom, my dad, my brother, me, we were raised like that. Okay, let's just grab one and go. Let's just grab and go. See, well, he had to change, and he didn't like that. He didn't like that, but. Doesn't mean he was. Were you unhappy?
No, I was unhappy. I had to adjust for a moment, but I've reverted back to how I used to be. No eating in the car. The car is not a restaurant. It's not a dining room table. But I wasn't unhappy.
But I truly feel like, before you continue, I truly feel like when we're in your car, we don't eat in your car. But when we're in my car, it's a party.
You're not supposed to eat in my car.
When we all, me, hubby, and the girls, when we all in the car, it is like, let's stop by Taco Bell. Let's stop by
when I'm with them and we're driving her car, they want to eat in the car, so I drink the party. But when I'm in my car, you don't eat it.
So wrong. But anyway,
you instituted a policy that allows eating in your car. Your car's not my car. I can't tell you what to do in your car. So
seriously, is this one we're gonna go? This one we're gonna say, okay, let's just take that.
Yeah, but yeah, when we had, I didn't get unhappy. I adjusted a little bit, and then I slowly take back to who I was. However, if someone you are unhappy, I'm talking about you just not happy with yourself, you just grumpy, you probably don't get married, especially if you're looking for someone else to bring you happiness. Believe me, marriage is good. It's good to have a woman or man with you, but man, sometimes happiness is the last thing they bring. I mean, yes, it's happy, but there's craziness that goes on. There's no happiness in there, but you have to have it in you to be able to, because sometimes your wife or your husband could be going through something. You need to be able to help them. If you're counting on this person to be the one to help you all the time, especially with your happiness, no, don't expect that person to be that. You need to already be set on your own.
Yes.
So I was good.
Yes.
I complained a little bit when I started eating in my car way back, but slowly I've reinstituted the no eating policy.
I have no problem, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy with eating in my car. There's nothing wrong with it. You hungry? Go ahead, baby, and grab something and eat. But I definitely agree with you. Like, if you like unhappy, do you think that a man is gonna make you happy? Yes, but truly deep down, inner soul, like, are you truly happy with yourself? I truly feel like it gotta start with you first.
And this is where happiness is important, because if you're not happy with yourself, you don't quite love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, how could you ever love someone else?
Yes.
So you gotta get it. Now, some of us, hey, listen, we all could have some issues in life. And before we get into a relationship where we have to commit to someone else, clear out our issues, you know, see a shrink or something, or find out whatever is causing you unhappiness.
See an insurance?
No, see a shrink.
It's a shrink.
A therapist.
That's how you call them?
That's the nickname they have for them.
Oh,
so see a shrink or something, you know.
We call them a therapist.
Get your issues resolved, because if you have issues, especially when it comes to you accepting you for who you are,
that's right.
You don't want to bring someone else in,
no,
because all you're gonna do is make this person as miserable as you are.
I truly agree, because like you said earlier, you gotta be ready mentally, physically, emotionally. Physically, ladies, is a big one. There's people who are so insecure about the way they feel, the way they look. If you're not physically ready, like, and then you think that a man is gonna like cover that up, no. Because when you out with this person, you want them to feel like, okay, you physically all yourself, you mentally, emotionally there. You are all about you, you're doing what you do. But don't ever be in a relationship where you feel like, oh, he loves me. That's all that matters. As long as you love me, I'm happy. Are you happy though? Are you really happy? Physically, mentally, emotionally?
You may feel happy.
Someone loves you, but do you love yourself though? Like, I think, do you love yourself is the question.
You have to be good with yourself.
Do you love yourself?
You have to. What happened if this person says the wrong thing someday, or maybe they're not in the mood? Maybe there's an argument, there's a disagreement. What? Because sometimes there's this heated argument that happens in relationships.
Yes.
And it may seem like that love is out the window. What do you do in that case?
Yes, and I do feel like sometimes if you feel like you can't handle like a small argument, you're not ready for marriage. Because marriage, this is all about sometimes we argue, we get heated, and we resolve the problem. We don't get like, yeah, I get moody sometimes, and then I get over it, and then we talk about it, and then we move on to the next thing. And then that's it. That's life. We talk about it and then we move on. And if you one of those people that's like, oh my God, I can't stand him. There's days you're not going to be able to stand him, or you're not going to be able to stand her, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Right. But if you feel like you're just not all about what we just talk about, then you have to take some time to look at yourself.
Yeah. And looking at yourself means that looking at your past. Because many times there's certain ways we feel is because we've had some trauma that may have happened. Maybe someone broke your heart. Maybe someone did you wrong. Maybe someone didn't do what you expected. Whatever it may be, learn to leave your past in the past.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we find the way we feel, the way we behave, the way we treat the person who's currently with us has a lot to do with what may have happened. Now, leaving your past in the past may not be as simple as just saying it. Sometimes you may have to see someone to help you get over your past.
A shrink.
And until see a shrink. And until then, you can start thinking about marriage when you've gotten yourself together. But marriage is a great thing. I've been happily married to this pretty woman here for the last 12 years, and I asked God to allow me to stay married forever, or until we're no longer.
Years. Yeah.
So to us, this is what we wanted, and this is what pleases us.
Right.
And we understand if someone that's not what pleased them, that's okay too.
Yes.
The key is to make sure that you do what makes sense for you, not what's expected of you.
That's right.
Because the expectation sometimes can drive you to things that does not resonate, that are not in line with what your life objectives are. And believe me, if you're doing something that's not in line with what you want to do in your life, it's going to make you miserable. So on that note, this is our podcast about is marriage for everyone? And obviously it's not.
It's not.
So please share this with anyone you think.
Yes.
Maybe especially if you know someone who's being pressured about getting married.
Listen.
At least this will be comforting to them for them to know that if it's not for them, it's not for them, and it's okay.
It's okay.
So thank you very much for listening, everybody.
Yes.
We appreciate having you. If this is your first time with us, please remember to subscribe.
Yes.
Remember to hit the notification bell so you can be notified when these videos are published. And also, we are on some audio channels, the Spotify, the SoundCloud, the TuneIn Radio, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Make sure to remember to check us out. You can listen to us while you're driving, wherever you are.
Yes.
Or, keep watching us on YouTube.
And thank you so much to our new subscribers, our new viewers. I mean, it's an honor. We've been doing this for over a year now. I got to make a small speech. I want to thank my peoples, my people that have been commenting on my videos, and people who have been watching our podcast, and subscribers. Thank you. And YouTube also, thank you, the YouTube platform, because you've been boosting our videos, so it happened when you are, committed. Okay. We are committed to this relationship with y'all, right?
I think we are.
The commitment is strong here. So therefore it's been a year, it's gonna take longer than that, but it's going to be a really, really good relationship between you guys and us. So we really greatly appreciate all the viewers, all the people comments, and all the subscribers. Thank you. And we appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And continue to share, like, and comment. I love those.
All right. So until then, we'll see you.